Fionna and Cake. What started as a fun fanfiction of Ice King, which was nothing but a dumb story, transformed into an incredible sequel/spin-off series. Season 1 was a pleasant surprise, fleshing out the future of Ooh and giving new depth to some of our main characters, like Simon and Prismo. The ending tied everything up neatly, so I was extremely hesitant when it was confirmed that they would be coming back for Season 2. But after watching the first trailer, I was cautiously optimistic, and I'm happy to say that Fionna and Cake Season 2 has started with an absolute banger. This is everything you missed in the Hare and the Sprout. The episode begins with a short recap of Season 1 by Astrid. You know, that annoying girl who kept pestering Simon for Fionna and Cake stories? Reminds me of that one kid from Shrek 4.
Hear the roar!
The recap is actually quite useful, and it's enough to get new viewers up to speed, but she still misses some of the best parts, which have to do with Simon's character arc. Not surprised, because this girl is a huge Fionna and Cake fanboy. She also mentions how Fionna visited a bunch of universes, and we see a shot of Martin, the version of him who saved her. I'll get back to another glimpse of Martin we see later, which might hint at how Fiona's character arc will play out. At the end of her recap, PB, who is listening with Simon and Marcy, wonders where Finn is, as she hasn't seen him in a long time. Simon references the first season when they parted ways. Finn was going over toward Huntress Wizard's place. Marcy then says something interesting.
Wait, those two are back on again? I gotta give that girl a call.
You have her number?
No.
And all I have to say to PB is,
It sounds like you're dealing with some new emotions you don't understand. Like jealousy.
Also, when I heard that Finn and HW are having an on-again, off-again relationship, god damn it, my boy Finn cannot catch a break. We also see a wide shot of Marcy's house, where we can see a donut floaty. PB, in fact, did not forget her floaties when moving in with Marceline, and we see this little office area at the top of the cave. This is probably where she works. Love these small little details that the animators include. We pick up with Fionna, who's in her disgustingly dirty apartment. She turns on the TV, and we see a pair of snails around it, probably a reference to the infamous snail present in every Adventure Time episode. Actually, that reminds me, does that thing appear in every Fionna and Cake episode? Let me know down below. We see the TV show Cheers, to no one's surprise, a reference to Friends, another HBO Max property, and two other shows, which for the life of me, I can't recognize. She also sees this cool anime, which subtly foreshadows the dream she has later. Cake now lives by herself, even though it's right across from Fiona's apartment, and she says,
I got waffles. I got hot dogs.
A clear reference to Jake the dog's love for bacon pancakes. Oh yeah, and I have to mention the new theme song, which is an absolute banger. It's clear from this intro that this season will have a major focus on Fionna and Huntress Wizard from the original show. All I can say is finally, because that character was extremely underrated, and I hope we get some great lore on her. This episode is called The Hare and the Sprout, which is probably a reference to the tortoise and the hare. We all know that story where the hare mocks the tortoise for being slow, but gets too cocky and ends up losing the race to him. The Sprout in this case is a reference to Fiona's plot, which is a lot more grounded this season, dealing with the Queen of Ooze shenanigans, while Huntress Wizards focuses on a more dire situation. Fiona's plot seems more slow and gradual, and it's clear that like Simon's arc in the previous season, Fiona's will focus on her growth, hence the Sprout. Huntress Wizards seems so chaotic and fast-paced, hence the Hare. Back to the episode, Fionna and Cake head off to get some things for Gary's new candy shop, but in every store, all the managers keep apologizing for firing her, especially since she saved everyone in the last season. This will probably be important for her arc going forward. This also extends to the next scene when Queen of Ooh taunts Fionna, saying,
The simpletons of this city might love you for now, but deep down you know you're a true loser.
We also see Lord Monochromacorn, who is the gender swap version of Lady Rainicorn, but now he's a human named Mcron. Cake even decides to shapeshift into something more pleasing. I remember the number of freaks on Twitter gooning over that promo image. She's a cat, man. He's mute just like he was in the original Magic universe. While they bond, Fionna has a run-in with Lady Cutter, who is a reference to that asshole in season 2 of the original show, Sir Slicer.
Without full body armor, you're weak. You do not look.
This will ensure that my lava cakes are truly...
After this, Fionna gets a call from Simon. It's cool to see that these two can still communicate even in different universes. They briefly catch up.
How's living with Marcy?
Oh, it's great. Little crowded. I always feel a bit awkward around PB, you know? I used to kidnap her and stuff. I think we're cool, but I can never tell with her.
Yeah, Simon, neither can anyone, to be honest. He's also now a professor teaching whiz arts to magic users.
I enjoy teaching and being around magic.
Though magic did ruin my relationship and drive me insane for centuries.
But I'm in a better place now.
This to me signals that Simon will not be getting a major arc like he did the last season, and rightfully so. I'm happy to see him as a minor character because I truly believe they tied a neat bow around his story. He doesn't need another dramatic journey. It's also hinted at through several scenes that DJ Flame, the Flame Princess counterpart, and Fionna were in a relationship, but aren't anymore. Simon then comes across the grave of Choose Goose. Damn, rest in peace, you rhyming bastard.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
Oh, and we see the Vampire King, who's still roaming around in his lion form. Huntress Wizard tries to hunt it down, and we see Finn lying in a cave. He calls out for Huntress Wizard and hallucinates these 3 animals to be here. The Vampire King even brings him an orange to feed him, suggesting that he's created a strong bond with the nature and wildlife after Jake's death. The real HW arrives and sees that he's been badly injured. It's that same brutal scratch we saw back in the first season, before the main plot of the show starts. When I first saw this, I got a bit confused, because that happened in like the 2nd episode, which means that the entire first season of Fionna and Cake probably took place within like what, a few hours? They'll probably explain this later, that time runs differently when you're in another universe or something. Or maybe when Golbetty sent Simon back to his universe, she actually sent him back in time. Anyways, Fionna arrives at Gary's new opening, and she has a moment with Hunter, Huntress Wizard's counterpart. My guess is that Fionna will eventually get involved with Huntress Wizard in the main universe, grow to love her, and as a result, love her counterpart, and they get together in the end. Sounds simple, right? It better not be that simple. We also see her having a scratch just like Finn's, with Hunter tending to it. The show has always been so good in drawing parallels between universes. Huntress Wizard tries to wake Finn up and see what poisoned him. He weakly says,
Bear. Simon.
Simon? Ice King Simon?
We then witness a dream Fiona's having, where she's this badass warrior with Cake, fighting off these soldiers while protecting a castle. She's having this dream because of what she saw on TV that same morning. However, after defeating these knights, she hears them calling for help, and it turns out it's all of her friends. But we also see one other character, Martin. This dream showcases Fiona's PTSD of what happened in the first season, when Martin saved her and Marceline killed him. This could hint that we'll get some backstory on Fiona's parents, who knows. The point is, the dream is also about her self-destructive nature. Subconsciously, she feels like she'll cause the downfall of her friends. We also see this weird creature, which kinda looks like Choose Goose, maybe referencing how Simon used him as a power source that indirectly led Fionna and Cake to his universe. Also, I'm pretty sure that is what ended up killing him. She wakes up with Cake saying,
"We killed Gary!"
meaning these two can dream at the same time, just like Jake and Jermaine could. Queen of Wu arrives, revealing that she owns the place of Gary's new candy store. In no disrespect, but clearly this is the less eventful of the show's 2 main plot lines. But we'll see how it goes. In our universe, we see Simon teaching the history of magic, with brief cameos from Peppermint Butler and Abracadaniel's niece. Huntress Wizard shows up, asking Simon what happened to Finn. He says that he got pricked by this weird bush in
the heart of the forest.
Hearing that name, HW tells Simon to keep Finn alive and to forget everything he heard about that place. What connection could she have to the forest? I'm thinking this is where she was born, and something traumatic happened or something. We don't have much to go on just yet, but it's clear she has a deep connection to this place. The episode ends with her arriving in that same forest, heading to the bush, with that same bear who attacked Simon lurking behind her. Overall, this episode was packed with a myriad of Easter eggs, references, and big narrative seeds that are guaranteed to sprout later on. Yeah, you like what I did there. My only concern is Finn. If he stays knocked out for the rest of the season, I'm gonna be pissed. I know Fionna and Finn will eventually meet, judging by the trailer, but this better not be some dream sequence. I've had enough of just seeing brief cameos from this guy, especially from the first season. I miss my boy, man. I don't expect him to play a major role, that is clearly reserved for HW and Fionna, but I still want him to be somewhat of an active player. I really want to see Finn and Fionna maybe have a heart-to-heart, something that a lot of fans have been wanting ever since Fionna appeared in the original show. If you're new around here, please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed. I plan to cover the rest of Fionna and Cake Season 2 as the episodes come out week to week. Let me know what you guys think of the Season 2 premiere and leave a comment on anything I missed. Check out all my socials down below, join my Discord server for updates, consider joining my Patreon for early access, and I want to thank you once again for watching.